After finding a coin, a girl rushes to Hotel Mythos and uses it on a vending machine. Moments later, a man comes out of the vending machine and thanks her for finding the coin. Meanwhile, Shuuichi Kagaya is with his school's academic advisor where he turns down the school recommendation for a prestigious college. He tells the advisor that he needs more time to think about it. Afterwards, upon being with his classmates, he mentions he didn't get the recommendation and thus they all assume he got denied. Nevertheless, after class, Nana Mifune approaches Shuuichi, telling him she got the college recommendation and her mother was quite happy about it. However, Nana had realized Shuuichi should have gotten the recommendation instead, but Shuuichi assures her she got it because of her skill. Back at home and having trouble falling to sleep, Shuuichi heads out to get a drink and play a game on his phone. A situation then arises as he smells a fire and sees it off in the distance. Upon getting close, he smells a person inside and transforms into a dog mascot-like beast. He then finds a girl inside the garage, so he punches the brick wall and carries her outside to safety. Unfortunately, he can't reveal his true identity, so he leaves her on the ground and leaves before the fire trucks arrive. Regardless, the girl wakes up and notices Shuichi's phone right next to her. The next morning, Shuuichi finds himself unable to locate his phone, and as he heads towards school, he worries about how the police may find it and thus his true identity might be revealed. But as he finally arrives at school, the girl he saved appears holding his phone and now knows he's a monster. Afterwards, the two meet on the school roof where Shuuichi pretends to not know what she's talking about. As such, she decides to play along and returns his phone, but as he takes it, she pushes him from the edge. Now having no choice, Shuuichi transforms to survive the fall. The girl then takes a picture of him and Shuuichi jumps back on the roof where she reveals she wants to know more about his monster form, but he explains he just transformed one day and really don't know much more. After school, while walking together, she introduces herself as Claire Oki and shows a gold coin, but he doesn't understand the meaning of the coin. Regardless, going to her apartment, Claire changes clothes and tells Shuuichi he needs to do what she asks him from now on, since he ruined her plan to eliminate herself. She also reveals that she told people about monsters before, but no one ever believed her. However, this time she had finally found one herself. Suddenly, Shuuichi notices a girl on the balcony, and as she enters, Claire tells him she's an enemy. But before he could react, the girl attacks him. She then demands the coin from Claire, and as she wonders what the point of the coin, the girl explains that you gain powers in exchange for everything else. Luckily, Shuuichi is able to stand up and transform to capture the girl, but she herself transforms into a monster to free herself and proceeds to kick him. Hikawa had found a golden coin and later heard some first years talk about a weird vending machine. As Hikawa wasn't going to qualify for the national tournament, she went to the vending machine and after using the coin, an alien came out thanking her for finding his coin and grants her a wish. As such, Hikawa became faster than all her teammates, but her arms and legs transformed. Realizing she won't be able to compete like this, she went looking for another coin. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to find one, but saw Claire holding one and followed her and Shuuichi to Claire's apartment. Hikawa then beat Shuuichi, telling him that she only planned to take the coin, but as they saw her face, she may need to eliminate them. Meanwhile, Claire pepper sprays her and wants Shuuichi to fight her. Instead, he uses the opportunity to escape with Claire. As such, Shuuichi wonders how Claire knew Hikawa was an enemy, and Claire explains it's only natural when someone unknown appears that way on your balcony. She also explains to him that Hikawa already knew their faces and where she somehow lives. Regardless, Claire notices a zipper on Shuichi's back and believes his true power may be inside, but as she opens it up, she's surprised that there is nothing inside of him. Claire then figures that she can enter inside of him and become one, and thus she convinces him about it. As she enters, both begin sensing the feelings of the other, their hatred, anger, anxiety. Regardless, Hikawa finds them and wonders where Claire went and starts unleashing a series of kicks on Shuuichi. Meanwhile, Claire begins controlling Shuichi's body and starts fighting back, easily overpowering Hikawa. She then grabs Hikawa's leg and threatens her she'll break it unless Hikawa tells her more about the coin and what to do with it. However, Hikawa realizes that it's Claire's voice, so she refuses to answer her. In response, she twists her leg and begins to lift her by the head until she actually ends Hikawa. A week then passes and Shuuichi had continued his normal life as if nothing ever had happened. Claire then calls Shuuichi to talk and tells him that since nothing had happened since, no one knows about their identities. She then recalls the sensation and feelings she had while in Shuuichi, but he didn't want to do anything with her anymore. Nevertheless, she wonders if Shuuichi can fight on his own since he's too kind. She believes that if they're together, they would be unbeatable. As such, she promises Shuuichi that if something happens to him, she will die there with him. Shuuichi then suggests he wants to perish now, so Claire goes and jumps. Luckily, Shuuichi manages to catch her. Claire then reveals that she's actually searching for her sister, who's a monster just like him, but she disappeared after destroying their parents. A flashback then occurs where the alien speaks with Elena, asking for her help on finding the coins and promising to grant her any wish. Elena wonders if she can use her wish on someone else, and the alien believes she can. This excited Elena, as there is someone she wants to be with. The alien holds a coin and reconfirms that machines can't perceive them, but only humans. He knows that the people of this planet are good and is sure they will help him find all the coins. Back in the present at Claire's place, she tells Shuuichi that they need to figure out what they're actually capable of while fused. She starts removing clothes and tells him it's too hot inside of him, and if she's wearing something, they will all get drenched. Regardless, Shuuichi forces her to use a swimsuit instead, and as she enters inside of him, they start experimenting with movements, and Claire figures out she has more control of Shuichi's body than himself, as she's able to prevent his own movements. Later, Shuuichi cleans Claire's place and washes her dishes like a simp. She then shows clothing of her sister, as while she was inside of Shuuichi, she realized he had a powerful sense of smell. She reveals that while she didn't see her sister eliminate their parents, she saw them being next to her sister, who transformed into a monster. Suddenly, Shuuichi smells many people from Elena's clothing and gets terrified since it confirms that her sister actually destroyed her parents. Regardless, Shuuichi suggests they go look for her sister, so they go and buy some food supplies. He then asks Claire what she will do if they find Elena, where she tells him that she wants to ask her what really happened that day. As such, they spend the next couple days trying to pick up the smell of her sister, but Claire figures that someone must have helped her. After almost giving up for the day, a girl gets on the train and Shuuichi instantly picks up Elena's smell. Upon checking her out, Claire confirms it's indeed her and proceeds to enter Shuuichi, wanting to first shoot her and then capture her while she can't move. Claire then tells Shuuichi to aim for the legs, but when Elena is in range, Shuuichi realizes Claire wants to actually destroy her and interferes, making her miss her shot. In that instant, Elena transforms and gets behind him, making him realize that he's weak compared to her strength. However, Elena transforms back to her human form and starts apologizing, but she realizes he had come to end her, so asks they go somewhere else where they won't bother other people. Elena then claims she knows who he is and understands why he wants to end her and says it's all her fault. Thus, Claire thinks Elena had realized she's inside of Shuuichi. But as Elena apologizes to him, she understands Elena wasn't talking to her. Elena then explains that she made Shuuichi into a monster, making Claire wonder what she meant. But as Claire had spoken, Elena realizes a girl is inside Shuuichi. Her anger overtakes her, and she claps Shuuichi, ordering the girl to get out as that place belongs to her. Now realizing what she did, she starts to apologize and calls on Shuuichi to see if he is still alive. However, Claire still shoots Elena, but the bullets go through Elena, who easily defeats Claire. Finally, Claire asks why Elena ended their parents, but Elena explains that their father had done bad things while their mother had an affair, and that even Claire mentioned she'll destroy them someday, so she took it upon herself to do it. Elena then proceeds to ask if she kept the coin she gave her, but claims she doesn't. Regardless, Elena gives her another and tells her about an abandoned motel. After Elena left, Claire tells Shuuichi that she'll keep her promise, but he suddenly tells her not to do it. Shortly after, the two head to the so-called alien, where Claire asks for Shuuichi to be fixed up. Thus, he uses the coin and gives Shuuichi a drink. While waiting for Shuuichi to heal, Claire comes out and the alien comments she had a nice body. Since the alien has taken a human body, he feels attracted to Claire, but she hits him as he tries to sussy her. To prove he isn't, he eats a piece of her hair and turns into a complete copy of Claire. It then explains that Shuuichi isn't actually a monster, but his ideal form instead. When Shuuichi is fully healed, the alien explains that his species turned their knowledge into the coins, but their ship broke and crashed on Earth, thus spreading the coins. As he can't repair the ship, he wants people to become collectors and gather his info back for him. As compensation, they can use the medicine and transform, and when they gather 100 coins, they can do something truly amazing. Now heading back home, Shuuichi stops her, telling her she can't use the coin, and as things get worse, she will eventually perish, but she tells him that her life is better now, even before her parents disappeared. At school, Shuuichi bumps into some chumps who want him to apologize, but Shuuichi claps back and almost breaks their arm. Abukala then shows up, greeting Shuuichi and diffuses the situation. Afterwards, on the roof, Shuuichi smells Nana Mifune coming up, who wants to return his notebook. Shortly after, he asks her what she'll do if the world was going to end today, so Nana explains she'll be busy worrying about everyone, but she'll try to stop the bad guy. Shuuichi then confirms that's the normal thing to do and proceeds to leave.